XRP will be Franklin Templeton's best asset in 2026. We have a new video clip here that we need to watch and talk about. We also have a part about CBDCs from X-Finance Bull. They made a really good clip. We are going to look at that too. At the end of this video, I have an update on new rules for crypto, mostly about XRP. Then we will move to something else. Let's start and play this clip to hear what is going on. Our main plan is that 2026 will be a good year for growth. The things that make me feel sure about this are the good progress on rules. We had the Genius Act, but the whole crypto world is still waiting for the Clarity Act or the Market Structure Bill. We want to see more steps forward, especially with help from both political parties, so it can finally happen. That is something we are watching closely. Another big change this time is that big companies and banks are now getting into crypto more and more. Just this week, we heard another bank called PNC is starting to use Bitcoin. When you look at the full list, more wirehouses, banks, and big money managers are now letting people buy this new type of asset. As more doors open and more people come in, even small amounts from big players can make a huge difference. Our main idea is that this feels like the year for utility tokens like XRP. I showed this in another video, but this chart is what people check to know if the bull market has reached its top. None of the signs on this whole list have happened yet. If you want, I can zoom in so you can see some of them. You can pause the video and look, but we are not close to the top at all. XRP holders, this is the big fight for the future of money. The BIS is pushing for programmable CBDCs. Trump is sending the biggest US team ever to Davos to stop it. Let me play this clip. I really hope Ripple is not part of Project Agora because what happens next week is not just another big meeting. It is Donald Trump's big fight on the world stage for the dollar to stay strong and for control of global power. We are at a big choice point for money itself. One way leads to programmable central bank digital currencies with total watching, money that can expire, and blocks on what you can buy. The other way keeps money more private and not under direct government control. Right now, this choice is happening in Switzerland in January 2026. And two big forces are about to meet head-on. First, the Bank for International Settlements, or BIS, in Basel. It is the central bank for all central banks. In April 2024, they started Project Agora. 7 big central banks joined: the Federal Reserve's New York branch, the European Central Bank, the Bank of England, Japan, Switzerland, Mexico, and Korea, plus over 40 of the world's biggest banks like JP Morgan, Citibank, HSBC, and UBS. The goal is one shared programmable system for tokenized wholesale money. It can settle payments across borders in seconds. It sounds good, but it has smart contracts built in that can control rules by themselves, like limits on carbon, spending caps, or freezing accounts right away. They call it efficiency. Many people call it a trap. Freezes are normal in any bank system. If a bank cannot freeze something bad, no one will use it. If something is wrong or fake, they need to stop it. Controlling money and watching every transaction is a big worry. But we have to understand that over 90% of central banks are moving ahead with CBDCs. We may not like how powerful people will use it, but this is the next step in making finance digital. Can we do this without CBDCs? Maybe. But will it happen? No. They will push forward with control, whether we like it or not. We can try to shape what that control looks like. Governments have always watched us, and this will make it stronger over time. CBDCs would come fast to your everyday digital wallet using the same tech. Cash will quietly go away, and privacy will go away even quieter. The second big force is Donald Trump. In January 2025, right after he took office, he signed an order that changed everything. No U.S. government office can make, issue, test, or even push a U.S. central bank digital currency. Period. He called CBDCs a direct danger to freedom and to the dollar's power. Overnight, the U.S. part of Agora hit a wall. The Fed can still study tokenized money. The New York Fed can stay in talks, but there is no way for a government-controlled digital dollar. This is not a smart move in my opinion. You have to be able to test and study. If you ever need to launch it, at least you have done the work. It takes years to test and roll out. Stopping even the testing is a big mistake. Maybe we are not ready for a retail CBDC for regular people. That is fine. But a wholesale CBDC between the Fed and banks is something other countries will use to get better. It lets money move super fast between central banks and big banks. That can make money flow quicker. I agree with some of these things and disagree with others. Whether you like CBDCs or not, we should test the tech and be ready if the day comes when we need it. If you have done nothing, you could be years or even 10 years behind other countries. That would put America in a bad spot. That is my problem with not testing it. Trump changed the game. America is now becoming the crypto capital. There is a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Stablecoins are encouraged. Private companies can innovate instead of central government plans. Now fast forward to next week, January 19th to 23, at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Trump is coming in person with the biggest U.S. team ever. It includes Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Davos has always been the place for globalist ideas. The same people pushing agora, digital IDs, and stakeholder capitalism. Trump walking into Davos is like going into the lion's den with a big weapon. Here is why it matters now. The rest of the G7 did not get the message. Europe and the UK are still moving fast anyway. They are building the system and hope to set world rules while America waits. If they win, even with Trump's bloc, the dollar's power will slowly get weaker. That is why markets are going wild. Bitcoin is near $95,000 to $97,000. Gold and silver are rising fast. People are smart. They feel the big change coming. When money can be programmed and controlled, hard assets like gold and Bitcoin become the safe way out. This Davos trip is the big showdown. Trump is not there to talk details of agora. He is there to face the people who made it and remind them the dollar is still the king, but only on America's rules. Private systems, strong reserves, no expiration dates, no social control hooks. When he leaves Switzerland, we will know more clearly. Either agora stays a small test for big banks only, or the split becomes permanent. America's free crypto world versus Europe's controlled programmable system. One side will win the top spot, the other will fall behind. That is where we stand today. I bet you $100 that nothing big will come from it. Everything you see in the markets right now is already expecting this. All right, let's keep going. That is the end of the clip. There is some good info there. When we play clips on this channel, if I do not agree with something, I will tell you how I feel. That is what we do here. Let me know what you think about this clip. I get that CBDCs are a hot topic, but stopping even the testing of the technology, I do not think that is a smart move. But it is okay. Next week at the Davos meeting, yes, Ripple will be there. Not just for RLUSD, but mainly because of XRP as the future way to move money around the world and the new standard for international payments. We also had big news from LMAX to speed up big company use of stablecoins. This is a huge step. In 2021, they handled over $5 trillion. This is a big boost for RLUSD and for Ripple. I already did a full video on this partnership on Thursday. Go check that if you want more details. Now here is today's crypto news from the Hill. This is Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. I just want to say a big thank you to Senator Tim Scott, Senator Lummis, and all the people on the banking committee and their teams who are working hard to get this done. Coinbase and the rest of the crypto world will keep showing up to help make progress. We saw the draft of the bill on Monday night. About 36 hours later, while we read it, we found some problems in the text. We worried that if it went to a vote right away, the only way to fix those problems would be through changes, but the changes had already been sent in. So we did not think it was a good idea to let it come out of the committee with those issues still in it. That would be really bad for regular American users. We decided to speak up about the current draft. I will not say whether the vote should happen or not. That is up to the Senate. We now have a chance to make a new draft and hopefully vote on it in a few weeks. Even though you have been talking with lawmakers for months, you were still surprised by some things in this draft that came out really late on Tuesday night? Yes, this bill is hundreds of pages long. Many of the things we had talked about were there and good progress was made. Many voices are trying to fix things in a fair way for both parties. But yes, some things came out that surprised us and we had problems with them. What do you think the next steps are? I know you met with lawmakers today, last night, and you will meet with the administration later this afternoon. Will something get done? And how soon does it need to happen? It will take months. The big idea is that we cannot let banks try to kill their competition and hurt regular American users. People should be able to earn more on their money. Stablecoins give banks a chance to make great new products. It is also a chance for crypto companies. Congress should make fair rules that say what is allowed and what is not. Then all American companies can compete to make the best products. What is not good is if banks use their power to stop their competition. Banks only pay about 14 basis points on average savings accounts. Users should be able to earn 3.8% on stablecoin rewards. We will keep fighting for our users and the 52 million Americans who use crypto every day. What would you say to the bank's argument that if billions of dollars move from banks to stablecoins, it could hurt the economy because banks make loans? Banks do not have a monopoly on lending. Crypto is already doing well in lending too. Crypto is a new technology that can update every part of finance, including lending and raising money. Banks still have an important job in the economy. Crypto should be allowed to do the same things. We are not doing fractional reserve lending. That is a key point. A bank license lets them lend out money they do not fully have. That is why there is so much watching and why bank runs can happen. Stablecoins have 100% reserves. After the Genius Act, the money is held in short-term US Treasuries. In my view, it is actually a safer place to keep money. Crypto companies should be allowed to compete and offer loans just like banks. Going back to timing, Senator Cynthia Lummis said it might be February, March, or even later. Is that what you see too? We will keep pushing for quick action. Everyone we talk to feels the need to move fast. This is just the next step in talks. It brings people back to the table to fix issues and make sure we do the right thing for American users and pass a bill we can all accept. This has been the #1 law priority for crypto. What happens if it does not get fully done this year? I would like a bill to pass. It gives clear rules so the industry can grow in America, but I would rather have no bill than a bad one. The current draft we saw this week, for example, would kill 3 or 4 of our products that are already in the market. If this turns into a gift for the banks, then... He said something very interesting there. If the bill passes as it is, it would kill 3 or 4 different parts of the market that Coinbase has built. This is exactly why banks have not started using crypto systems yet. Here comes regulation, and depending on what is in it, it could stop all the money Coinbase has put into building this. So how will this get fixed? There will be a lot of back and forth. It is too bad that banks are trying to push their way, but they are worried they will lose business. People will move their money to where they get the best and safest return. If that is stablecoin companies like Uphold or Coinbase, then so be it. Banks should start giving people more, not less. If they want to keep the business, they need to compete fairly, like Mr. Armstrong said. Guys, this is a huge fight right now for the crypto market. We will see how it all works out. Of course, I will bring you daily updates on all this so you can keep living your normal life and not have to do all the research yourself. I will put it here for you so you stay caught up. Thank you so much. If this helped you, please like, share, leave a comment, make sure you are subscribed, and turn on the bell notification. Naar tiu dak 22 fast.